Just talk so bad about the guys from ILA and why they didn't need this and didn't need that. When we got through with him, the newspaper was there, the television was there, folks who just wanted to come down to the Union Hall to see who was raising all that sand, they showed up, and they thought we were gonna get proper, again, that fool right there. She ran back in them legs, you know how country people do. She ran back in them legs and just let them have it. I was like, go ahead, sister, just let them have that. But your leadership across the country is totally appreciated. And it was good to see you here. I didn't know you were gonna be here, but you lifted me up. You really did. I appreciate all of you for all that you do. And if there's anybody that I forgot to lift up in person, like I said from the beginning, I love you, I know what you're doing, but I know y'all want to eat too, and the worst thing is to have a long-winded person between you and your meal. I just have a few things I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that because they brought me out here paying for my airline ticket, so God dog it, I'm gonna say it, all right?
Go ahead, Ms. Brown.
When we started to talk about the topic, Jan Temple, who is sitting right here, Jan, please stand up. That's the one who writes stuff for me to try to make me smart, try to make me not She didn't want to help, but she came because there were machines on the floor, and she was gonna play. She know I'm not gonna play, but I sat there and watched her get that machine her money. So I got tired and I went on to bed. But Jan was saying what a powerful topic it is that the Teamster women have selected as their theme for this conference this year. And it is all of that. But I'm not surprised because when I look at the list of officers and the leadership from this group, I'm just absolutely amazed. You kind of stick your chest out when you know you got some mad sisters somewhere, right? You can say what you want to say. This list of members and leaders is so impressive. I don't know a whole bunch of unions that can claim what you all have on your document. That's a beautiful thing. And people talk and say, well, you have Teamsters only got men. Oh, hell to the no, you don't only got men. You got a whole bunch of powerful sisters that do the right thing. And that is the rich part. And a doctor sitting at the end of the table nodding her head. That's an Vicki, you went through a whole bunch to make everything go smooth. The Vicki was looking at us like Diana yesterday when we got in here. Do you have everything? Did you bring what you want? Did you do that? I was like, slow down a minute. We just walked off the plane and walked up in there, but we good. She don't like being not ready, and you know that in 5 minutes of conversation with her. But I want to tell you, I'm looking at the result of the kind of energy you all put into this group. And it's really, really proud. Now, how many of you know Raven Hall? Sister Raven Hall, y'all know Raven? Okay, y'all know Raven? Well, Raven is an attorney now. She left, y'all came to AFL-CIO, and she's kicking butt, y'all. I just want to tell you, y'all sent a jewel to DC. She is awesome. The first time we had a chance to talk, she says, oh, you don't have any of my brothers and sisters around APRI like you should. I said, well, the crew that I know, and I'm talking about the Columbus Mafia, the Ohio Mafia, you know, I'm gonna tell you just like it is. Good brothers used to bring Teamsters to APRI every single conference. And we miss them because several of them have passed on. Some have retired, but the legacy is there. And the A. Philip Randolph Institute has not forgotten it. How many of you knew Terry? I'm not sure that y'all know Terry. Terry Freeman, we know Terry? Well, when Terry Freeman was around, Terry would come to the conference and then he would bring 2 or 3 others with him. A lot of times not paid by the Teamsters, but brought forth his pocketbook to make sure some of the young brothers and sisters would be there to experience the training that we did. You know Al? Anybody in here remember Al from the same chapter? Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Those are good warriors that are no longer with us. But the one thing they were doing the whole time they would come to APRI was building that foundation to go forward. And this last conference, when Christopher showed up, there was a whole heap of Teamsters down there in Florida. It was good to see 9 Teamsters at one time at this conference. So I say to you all, thank you very much. It's good to have you all here. It's good to have you here. And a lot of chapters around the country, we have 139 of them. Teamsters are popping up and showing out because that's what you do. That's what makes you so special. Now, I was happy to hear that the color today was going to be red. Are there any sorors out there? Okay, there you go. That's all I needed to know. Someone sitting in the house. Okay, AKA, don't get jealous. You got Kamala. What else you want? Okay? That's all we not. And we keep trying to do it right. Say it again, Sarah. Social, absolutely, and that's what we do. I kept telling y'all now, I'm 76 years old. If you're going to holler at me, holler loud so I can hear what you're saying. But I am going to take just a few minutes to talk about the soul of the nation. And if women, if the soul of the nation is to be saved, I believe you must become its soul. That's from a good friend that I had the privilege of knowing for a lot of years, and that's Clayola Scott's King. See, well, I'm just excited. Y'all messed me up from the very beginning. Coretta Scott King was a good friend and a hard worker. But walking through your doors, I could feel your energy because first of all, that DJ over there played my jam. He played Jamaica Funk. And I just lost all the cool points I had because I was going to come and sit up front just like this. And then he hit Jamaica Funk. I was like, oh, there go my jam, yeah. So all the cool ones just went straight out the door. I couldn't hold it anymore. Then I watched that powerful presentation by the praise dancers. I don't know how many of you all can go inward like that when someone comes with that kind of strength, sincerity, and love in their hearts. And Lord knows those 2 sisters just brought it. First I wanted to dance, and I wanted to pray, then I wanted to do a little bit of everything else. I couldn't get out the chair because I was scared of her. Okay. But it was just a great beginning. Now, when I take a look at Sandra, and I take a look at Susie Martinez, I take a look, Sister Williams, I can just go down the list and mention to you, Sister Raven. That's when you give homage to people that you respect. And a part of what sisters do, instead of ripping them down, we have learned a lesson. We come together and bring them up and lift them up. Because you should not have to do anything to anybody to make you feel better.
True.
Do it for them and with them. That's where the power comes from. But I say that to look at my sister, Clara. Lord, how many of you knew Clara? Let me see your hands. Okay, because it's been a minute since she's been gone. But I was there at the Foundation for Clue that was spoken to a little bit earlier, okay? And Clara kind of leaned over to the side and waited to see what the organization was going to say was to be their purpose. I didn't know her until that day. Can I have the tissue, please? I didn't know her until that day, but I made sure that I got a little bit closer because I wanted to see what she was going to say about the formation of this organization. She was watching all the sisters going up there all proper. And then when she got to it, she said, okay, can we cut to the quick? Was anybody else at the Clue Convention? Can we cut to the quick and say why we're together? Boy, she laid it out. The thing I remember most was when she said, sometimes in our organizations, if the men are talking and their mouth is moving, you know they're lying if they're saying something good about the women in their organization and powers. They gotta make stuff up because there hasn't been any room made for them. But she was about the business of making sure that there was going to be room made for them, for us. But the whole deal is we don't have to hurt our brothers either to find a seat at the table. We are stronger together. And that's a part of the legacy that she left for us to understand. Now, when I took a look and tried to make sure that everyone that needed to be mentioned got mentioned, I got lost up in the weeds. I'm half blind too, so forgive me, I got to put on my spectacles. Okay? I kept going through all of the names and all of the powerful people that I've had a chance to meet over the last day. and your name. What I'm gonna do is just take a look at some of the quick notes, because I know you're hungry, okay? When I was trying to figure out exactly how is it that we acknowledge, I wanted to start with what we do when folks feel left out. Coretta Scott King got mentioned only in alignment with her husband, Dr. King. But if you take a minute and look at who this sister really was, you'd be surprised at all that she did and all that she left in the legacy. You know what I'm talking about, something right here in Atlanta. But a piece of it is this. When he got killed, she kept on going. She was the person that showed up to help the sanitation workers. Did you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
She's the one that spoke at those rallies where there were folks that said, if you get on the stage, we're gonna shoot you. Now she liked big earrings and big hair. She got as pretty as she could get and go stand on the podium and put her hand on the back part of her hip and let it rip. And that's when the support came for a lot of these men who couldn't get each other out of those sanitation jobs to step up and say that they were worthy of having a real pay, of having some justice in the job that they were doing, and not having to crawl in the back of a garbage truck with the danger that faced them, which was how several of the brothers died. They didn't have the proper mirrors to see who was in the back of the truck, and several of those brothers got rolled up in the garbage truck and lost their lives in that fashion. She spoke to it and kept speaking to it until the issues was brought forward and the change came. You could go down the list and name Brother Everest Williams, whose husband was assassinated. And in his assassination, the real truth came out about how he died and why he died on the steps, the driveway in his house in front of his wife and in front of his children. But Merle didn't give up. She knew that somebody did it. And when she found out who did it, she made it her life's job to go after that person. And it wasn't until just a few years ago that that man Beckwith, I think was his last name, well, his hind parts was crucified in the word and bastardized by everyone who could remember that sucker in the, ooh, Lord have mercy, don't press play. And she did not give up either. She made sure that he and those folks that were with him paid the price for taking the life of that father, that husband, that personal friend of hers, and the leader in the civil rights movement, her husband. And she did not give up on that. Now, when you keep talking through the piece, and I'm not gonna mention everybody that I wrote down, but I want you to know that we ain't doing too bad, sisters, because we can say Madam President in a lot of ways. We can call the names out, starting with our sister Clara Day. But also among that group are a lot of sisters who are taking names and doing things. There's President Liz Schuler, first female president of the AFL-CIO. President Becky Pringle from the NEA, black sister, raised in Sam with more than 2 million members. Sister April Varane just got elected as president of the SEIU for over 2 million people in her union. Sister, President and CEO Melanie Campbell. Do y'all know who Melanie is? If you don't, you better ask somebody, because every time you hear about all these big numbers being on a phone call, it's Melanie who puts this stuff together. Called an effort for black women to talk about their support for Kamala Harris. Supposed to be just a few of us that night on that phone call. We ended up with 44,000 women on that phone call. 44,000. And with that, raised how much money? Does anybody know?
Over 30 million.
Well, thank you very much. And it was a brother who said it. And it's still growing. Just that small group of women that was supposed to start that. That's right. Not $1,000 million. And after that conversation came men, black men for Kamala. Okay, but before there were bottle shop gatherings, right? Where they were for that other guy, Trump. The brother was so upset because after he allowed them to have it in his barbershop, he got on TV just about to cry, saying, nobody gonna come to my barbershop no more, my business is hurting. It should be, because you learn from your experience and the deeds that you do. People don't remember what you say, they watch what you do.